So please consider that you know that we are thinking about the digital version of this.
It's okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
いいです。はい。日本語は出ないですね。
日本は、
いや日本もう全部英語でやる。
まあ英語で
であれば
はい、
彼笠井君向こうの方に行った方がいいかな。
じゃあわかりました。
カメラ。
あ、そうかカメラ。じゃあ俺が撮るか。いやじゃあお願いした方がいい。カメラを。はい。じゃあすみませんお願いします。
Okay, let me explain what kind of newspaper publishing. So our subtitle are mainly bankers, especially regional bankers. So today we took the tour. The 8 members, 7 of them is a regional bank. So we have strong regional bankers basement. So now you know the Japanese regional bankers are struggling with kind of the transition to digital banking is good for them. So that they need information and good solutions. So anyway, they need information.
Okay.
So that's why we are going to the Texas Austin the day after tomorrow to join the digital banking 2019 sponsored by the American Banker.
Okay.
Yes. So that's a basement. So I would like to make an article. It gets the attraction. Yes. Yes, it will be very attractive for Japanese regional bankers. So especially about the Trillium.
Okay.
So far we published it twice. The article of Trillium, the Mr. Kasai wrote it. Okay. So but well, I think we should update it.
Okay.
So that's why I prepared 5 questions today.
Okay.
So I believe that you already have that. Not yet?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I can answer.
Okay, very nice. Actually, they are very general questions, maybe overlap what you said in the previous.
Okay.
But yeah, please forgive me. About it. Okay. 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 The first question is, well, please imagine behind me there is a lot of Japanese regional bankers. Thank you. The product for banking industry. What is the strengths that Trillium have? Trillium can provide banks. Anyways, what is the strengths of Trillium have for banking business?
Twilio provides a global platform that makes it extremely easy to add modern communication into any application or service. The strengths in our platform are that a customer of any size, so a small bank to a global bank, could easily enable next generation capabilities. We also have the unique experience of having powered most of the disruptors that have changed financial services worldwide. That experience has resulted in functionality that our customers can use in order to accelerate their delivery of digital banking experiences.
Yes. Okay. So you said what kind of size, it doesn't matter, you know. This is a very big point, I think. So your product is used by inside of banks, so it means inside of bank, you know. So that's what it means. So well, actually, I saw the examples in the video. So the ING or Morgan Stanley, yes, but they are big players. So how about the small banks? Is this okay? So, for example,
We have 154,000 customers today. Many of them are startups, even smaller than regional banks. They're tiny little companies that are just trying to build the next generation of a lot of different applications. So we can very easily support a very small requirement or a large requirement. But your question specifically, do we have many smaller customers?
Yes.
Absolutely. There are many credit unions in the United States and Sparkassas in Germany and
Sparkassa.
yes.
Oh, very nice.
Many insurance brokerages, mortgage bankers, all types of smaller organizations that have built their voice or messaging or video capabilities using Twilio so they have digital delivery.
Oh, very nice. Okay, I got it. Okay, the second question is, This is my sorry. Regarding your business in global banking industry, how many and what banks are using Twilio service? Well, maybe part of them you already answered, but could you please update about the business cases so that like I mentioned?
Certainly, certainly. So we have many banking customers, hundreds of banking customers that have built some kind of an application or service on Twilio. The most common use cases in order of the amount of use are first and foremost alerts and notifications. So letting the consumer know by a message about activity on their account. This could be that a transaction's occurred, access has taken place, a payment has been received. The second most frequent use case is to make that two-way, to let the consumer reply to the notification with a question or a confirmation. You can use the notification to say, this looks suspicious, is this you? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. If it was 2 for no, they could start a fraud investigation. The next most popular use case is account security. So making it possible to confirm that the application access is by the customer that we expected, and that is using two-factor authentication to protect account access and transactions. The next most popular use case is providing KYC through video, know your customer, creating a two-way video interaction where the consumer can hold up their ID, the banker can confirm the ID, confirm the individual, and be able to make a decision regarding opening account.
Yes.
And the next most popular use case is what we call tracking.
Call tracking.
So oftentimes people will call an institution, a bank, using one number and then get routed to a representative. With call tracking, you and I can have a number between us that stays the same all the way through our interactions with no routing. It goes straight to us. So it feels very personal, one-to-one. The next most popular kind of capability is building in a proxy in your communication, so that you can have the consumer on one side and the bank on the other side, and you can capture all of the voice and messaging so that it can be recorded, analyzed, can be used for automation, but most importantly, protects the privacy of the banker and the consumer. Now, we're seeing a lot of organizations implement all of this using our contact center capabilities, which is the most advanced set of Twilio functionality.
So it's very, very amazing function, I think. It's a much multilateral function. And well, before Twilio, any banker has to call one by one and just voice or just email, so they couldn't integrate it.
That's correct.
But now you can do that.
We integrated so that you, the consumer, can choose the way you want to interact.
Yeah.
Very important with digital banking is the expectation that the consumer, maybe a young person, wants to interact online. Maybe a busy person wants to chat on the web page instead of pick up the phone because they're in the middle of something else. Or an older person wants to have a phone call, but they don't trust what they're hearing. So go to a video session so they can see the banker and gain higher trust that this is the banker I know and trust and want to proceed with the investment recommendation or whatever the case may be. The whole idea is that the consumer chooses the channel. That gives them greater comfort, and that means that the relationship is likely to succeed for the longer term.
Oh yes, yes, you're right. Yeah. Okay. So the next question is your goal. What is your goal in the few years in banking industry? Do you have some specific goal?
Twilio will be the leader in delivering the next generation of consumer engagement for banking. It's already made big strides, and now it's up to us to reach all of the customers that are out there that could potentially utilize our technology.
Okay. So do you have some the competitors, some company you are benchmarking?
Twilio is a very broad offering. In some categories, like messaging, so sending SMSs, there's one set of competitors.
Oh, yeah.
Enabling voice, there's another set of competitors. Operating a global network, there's another set of competitors. Delivering video, another set of competitors. Doing contact center, an entirely new set of competitors. It's not very different from AWS. When they started out, storage, one set of competitors. Compute, another set of competitors. Putting it all together in one platform, for Twilio, all communication, there's no competitor that does it all. So very uniquely positioned. When a bank is thinking strategically,
Yes.
not just use case by use case, but enabling all of their communication, the only vendor that can supply that is Twilio.
Yes. So you will try to raise that.
No question, no question. And that goes all the way back 10 years ago when we started, by actually offering an API to enable communication. That was a completely new capability. Before that, you would have to go to a telecom company and get all kinds of dedicated integration. You would have had to buy very expensive PBX equipment.
Oh, yes.
That's gone. You can actually interface with our API and send one message if that's all you need to do, or make 1 billion phone calls if that's what you want to do. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Our API will service any level of needs.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So next is, well, this is the final question. Okay. So regarding a business plan for Japanese banking industry, maybe it's a question for Mr. Kono, but yes. How many users would you like to have in 5 years?
I couldn't even begin to estimate that. I mean, today we already have, we touch billions of devices and billions of communications. It's very hard for us to say what specifically we could expect in any given industry. What I can tell you is, as digital banking progresses in Japan, we will be leading the way, Kono-san, our country manager, and the team we're building to be a part of the digital revolution there. And I can guarantee you that we will be one of, if not the leader, enabling the majority of digital engagement in online banking in Japan.
Yeah. So you have a good position, I think. Now it's a very, very good position. As I said to you, many Japanese bankers are struggling and thinking about how to get a good transition to digital banking successfully. So that's why. Okay, so could you please give some message to Japanese bankers?
Any message. What we've watched happen in many regional markets is that the consumer expectation has changed already. And that's happened because of popular consumer applications that maybe our children or even ourselves use in order to enjoy our personal lives. If your banking experience does not match that common consumer expectation, you need to watch out, because there are competitors that are prepared to deliver with the same type of experience. And it's incumbent upon established leaders to match that consumer expectation, or potentially risk detrimental effects on their business. So be a disruptor or get disrupted.
Oh yeah, yes, very yes. So thank you so much. Very nice.
Pleasure. Thank you.
以上で、トゥイリオのマークさんの、インタビューを終わります。マークさんのですね、一応そうですね。いや、it's okay, but日本語で言いますと、なんて言うんでしょうね。肩書きは
世界の、グローバルのセールスヘッドです。
はい。マーク・ボロディスキーさんは、トゥイリオの世界のセールスの部門のトップです。SVP グローバルセールスという肩書きを持っていらっしゃいます。はい、以上です。 りがとうございました。
彼はもう、いろいろな